WrestleMania 41's night 2 has concluded, and oh my god, what a night did we have for WrestleMania. What a WrestleMania we had overall. Night 1 was phenomenal. We got Jey Uso absolutely oozed out of his mind on Yeet Juice during the press conference. If you haven't checked that out, go check my Instagram for that clip, or just go look for the clip itself. But before we get into it, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and put the bell on for all notifications that are the channel. Now, let's review WrestleMania Night 2 from Las Vegas. Now, all people can hear in their heads is Fiend, 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 Fiend. I cannot wait to not have to hear that song again. Nothing against Travis Scott. Great song. Been listening to it for like 3 months straight. Anyways, going in to the first match of the night, and guys, we got a 5-star classic on our hands. Io Sky, the WWE Women's World Championship, taking on the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, and Mommy Rhea Ripley. First off, I don't know where the heat to Bianca Belair has come from, because honestly, I don't think there's any rhyme or reason for it. Bianca Belair has just been her character. She's been a little bit more gritty lately. It does not necessarily mean that she needs to be getting the heat that she got in Las Vegas. But then again, if we're gonna get a heel Bianca Belair, I'm all for it. Bianca Belair as a heel could be one of the coolest things we have ever seen in WWE. So whatever. Bianca Belair coming out with an incredible robe, and her entrance again. I believe her stepdaughter was involved in that entrance as well. I think Bianca's entrance was great. We had Rhea Ripley coming out as the Queen of the Damned or something, a skull, hands, something very House of Black. Her coat looked exactly like something Buddy Murphy would wear. So I think there was a little bit of homage paid there. Rhea getting an insanely good pop. But the one thing I didn't like about this was that the champion came out first. I think the champion should always come out last. I think that's tradition. But Io Sky came out first and very gracefully came out, and she got a big pop. I think the fans are starting to finally getting behind Io for how good she is. And this match showed the class, the greatness, and the style of each one of these performers. The bout featured high-paced action with each person in the match showing their incredible skills and gifts that they have developed. Just remember, we've got 3 NXT alumni kicking off WrestleMania Night 2, and honestly, they didn't do it a disservice. At the end of the match, Io with off the top rope splash onto Bianca Belair and getting the 1-2-3 to retain the Women's World Championship to a massive pop from Las Vegas, with this entire feud being virtually just Rhea and Bianca and them playing Io as the forgotten champion. This is exactly the reaction this entire feud needed. This needed to solidify Io Sky as a dominant force in the women's division. You don't need to be the biggest, you don't need to be the strongest or the roughest or the toughest or the most over with the fans. You just need to be incredibly good at your craft, and that is what Io Sky is. Io Sky deserved to win this match. They deserve to put Rhea and Bianca to the side to allow Io to get her flowers on night 2 of WrestleMania 41. And my God, did this match deliver. If this match wasn't rated a 5-star classic, you're going to have to show me something that compares when it comes to the women's division, because this match absolutely cooked. Respect to all 3 of these women, because honestly, anything else would have just been unjustified. These women told a great story the whole way through into WrestleMania, and I am looking forward to seeing what comes next, because Raw after Mania is gonna cook. A Sin City street fight between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest on WrestleMania Night 2, and this entire match is just Drew McIntyre wanting to get his hands on Damian Priest for costing him every opportunity Drew has had for all of 2024 and going into 2025. Let's face it, Damian Priest cashed in at his Money in the Bank contract on Drew at WrestleMania. Drew has told no lies. Drew McIntyre was cost the Elimination Chamber, the Royal Rumble, and his World Championship at WrestleMania 40, all by Damian Priest. Damian Priest is a bad dude. Drew McIntyre is the innocent party here. Damian Priest is going to get his butt whipped, and he did get his butt whipped by Drew McIntyre in this match. Personally, I didn't care who came out on top in this match, but I'll tell you right now, I am so glad at the match itself. It turned out to be, I don't think it's feud ending. That's the one thing I don't think. I think there's more to this feud. I don't think Priest and Drew are done with each other, but hopefully we can find a way to separate them now and find a way to get something for Drew McIntyre that leads in a more vicious direction and gets him towards some sort of gold around his waist. Damian Priest, I think there's more opportunity right now for Priest to go after, I think, Jey Uso. There is a story there, but culminating this match in a Sin City street fight, I think was what we needed, but I still don't think the feud's over. Highlight of this match, Drew McIntyre proved why he is untouchable when it comes to WWE's social media game. Last year, he sends out a tweet during a match against Seth Rollins with a photo bored at work. Halfway through the match, he runs over to his brother, grabs his phone, lays on the floor, and takes a photo, still bored at work. Never in my wildest dreams would I think Drew would have done that again, but that just shows how Drew's always thinking of doing more and extending his brand outside of his in-ring character. I'm not gonna lie, if Hollywood's not looking at Drew McIntyre for future projects, I don't know what he's missing, because Drew McIntyre could watch do virtually anything as long as he is being a belligerent, sinister Scotsman. Drew McIntyre can do no wrong. But at the end of the day, the match was brutal. The match was chaotic. Steel steps, chairs, tables. But at the end of the day, Drew McIntyre comes out with the 1, 2, 3. Happy days. Moving on. Let's see what happens with Drew and Priest moving forward into 2025. The Fatal 4-Way for the Men's Intercontinental Championship. Dirty Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, Braun Breaker, and Penta all going for the top prize, which is the IC Championship. And truthfully, all 4 of these guys could have walked out as IC champion, and I don't think anyone would have batted an eye. This match was awesome, and I mean that for many reasons. It was fast, it was brutal, it was unpredictable. It showed the strengths of all 4 men involved. Obviously, Dom with his lucha style, Penta with his extremely good lucha style, Finn as the legend that he is, and Braun Breaker as just the beast that he is all around. But honestly, for 2 weeks, I thought this was the easiest match to call and come up with a winner, and almost calling the finish perfectly was this match. Finn Balor and Dom were never going to get along, and they finally broke halfway through the match. But it was Finn Balor hitting the coup de grace while Dom is sitting up on the top rope after taking a low blow, I believe, and splashing down and pinning Finn Balor. But the one thing I never thought I would have heard was the pop and the admiration for Dirty Dominic Mysterio. If there is anyone in professional wrestling that was hated more than Dominic Mysterio over the last 2 years, I cannot think of their name. I don't think I've seen heat on anyone like I have seen heat on Dominic Mysterio over the last 18 months. And he's played into it, and he's done such a good job at just being Dominic Mysterio. Loving his chicken tendies, having Liv Morgan by his side, backstabbing Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam, and really just eating up the heel storyline. To get the pop that Dominic Mysterio got at WrestleMania 41 after he won, and just seeing the crowd flip. Dirty, dirty Dom, dirty, dirty Dom. I never thought I'd see it, but this is an incredible moment for Dominic Mysterio, and obviously WWE fans love it, and WWE the back office are probably going to take this and run with it. The IC Championship, I think a lot of doors now are open for Dominic Mysterio. I'm saying right now, Dominic Mysterio's winning Money in the Bank. There is no way Dominic Mysterio does not win Money in the Bank. It has to happen, because WWE does not need to make this kid a face. He can still be a despicable heel. As we saw in Vegas, Vegas was a heel town, boys and girls, and they were cheering for all the bad guys. And guess what? Dominic Mysterio can be the baddest of them all, but the crowd is going to cheer him like crazy. Strap a rocket to Dominic Mysterio. Let Eddie Guerrero's son cook. Forget Rey Mysterio. Let Eddie's son cook. Randy Orton, up until a few weeks ago, thought he was going into a match with Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 41. Obviously, Kevin Owens, with his now very publicly known neck injury, is going to be out for about a year, maybe more. And Randy Orton, going into his 20th WrestleMania, needed a partner. We had no idea. I think a few people thought they had an inkling. Could it have been Rusev? Could it have been Aleister Black? Could it have been one of the Wyatts and the Wyatt Six? There were so many people saying so many things, which could have made Randy Orton's open challenge absolutely fantastic. I did not think it was going to be Joe Hendry. But my God, was I happy it was, because really, Joe Hendry has been around WWE for about a year now and getting his little opportunities just to see how the WWE crowd is going to welcome him. He got his Royal Rumble opportunity. He's been around NXT. He's been doing the crossover stuff with NXT and TNA. Joe Hendry is a bona fide superstar in his own right by being self-made. So when Joe Hendry's music and the pop of 63,000 people at WrestleMania was crazy, it didn't matter what the result of the match was. Joe Hendry, and I will say this till my face is blue, did not get buried at WrestleMania. Joe Hendry was put over by Randy Orton at WrestleMania. That shot of him getting RKO'd should be a Topps playing card. I don't know if Joe Hendry has one, but that needs to be Joe Hendry's first Topps playing card. Make this guy a superstar, because Randy Orton was willing to trust that his popularity was going to make this very short 5-minute match what it needed to be at WrestleMania 41. Joe Hendry will be on the main roster in WWE in the near future. He is the TNA World Champion, and this did not diminish the stock of TNA either. This showed that TNA has superstars that WWE fans and WWE recognizes, and they are willing to put on the platform to draw more eyes to TNA. Randy Orton obliterated Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry was there for the entrance, the pop, and to be that moment for Randy Orton to get his 20th match at WrestleMania. Nothing was buried. Joe Hendry did what was needed, and he is, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Joe Hendry back on WWE television in some form sometime in the week following WrestleMania. Randy Orton versus Joe Hendry, it was what it was. It executed perfectly, or was executed perfectly, and all we needed for that short time frame that Randy Orton was able to find something to fill and get his WrestleMania moment. So incredible job by Joe Hendry, incredible job by Randy Orton. I think that is one of my most favorite RKOs of all time. And moving on, that Joe Hendry is going to be a superstar in WWE one day. Moving on to the main event of WrestleMania, the undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes versus the quote greatest of all time, John Cena. This match I enjoyed. I did not enjoy this match as much as I did on night one. What I can say is Cody and John went out and told a story that had nothing to do with Cody Rhodes for once. This story was strictly about John Cena's 17th championship. This was about John Cena being a bad guy, and this was about John Cena ruining wrestling for wrestling fans. And if wrestling fans are missing the point of what this was, I don't think we needed The Rock here. I don't even think we needed Travis Scott in this moment, but obviously Travis Scott being a big part of it, they brought him down. But we'll talk about the match first. The match was great. I think John Cena at his age of 47 and Cody being the champion, they put on a very good match. But I think what people are missing is the story is John Cena is here to ruin wrestling. This is not the last time we are going to be disappointed in how a match ends, how a finish goes, how a story is built and ends up being lackluster. No, we didn't get The Rock. Did The Rock need to be there? No. This was about John Cena winning the 17th championship and breaking Flair's record. Some wrestling fans might argue that Flair had 21, but that's nor here nor there. This was about John Cena. The Rock would have overshadowed this. Listen, am I angry that Hell in a Cell was finished by a tag match between CM Punk and Roman Reigns against Jacob Fatu and Solo, just so The Rock's music could hit and he could come out and do this and it meant nothing? Yeah, I am. Am I pissed that at Elimination Chamber, Travis Scott got to beat down on Cody Rhodes and The Rock showed up and we had John Cena turn and it was this whole John Cena sold his soul to The Rock? Yeah, because nothing has come out of that. But this is the whole point of John Cena's persona now and what he's been saying to fans. I'm gonna ruin wrestling. I'm gonna be the last real champion. I'm not gonna give you a spinner belt. I'm not gonna do the flashy colors anymore. I am bland John Cena, and I am going to ruin it for you because you've ruined the last 25 years for me. So honestly, I had to sit back and look at that finish of that match and be like, okay, cool. Like vintage, early 90s shot with the title, and Cody, who Cody took the Super Samoan spike with the spear last year, kicked out at 2. He took like 4 spears from Roman as well. He overcame everything against the bloodline, and all it took was a title shot to the head, and he was laid out for a 3 count. Like, yes, a lot of us are disappointed at the finish of this match, but it tells the story perfectly. John Cena's gonna ruin wrestling, and we're not gonna like it. So The Rock not being there, yeah, it sucked. But that was about John Cena, and that's all it needed to be. So the match was great. The highlights was it was a back and forth traditional wrestling match where Travis Scott got involved for not really any reason. John Cena ends up cracking Cody with the title and begins to ruin wrestling. Very much looking forward to seeing what John Cena does next. I think Cody's going to be interesting as well. I think we are in a very interesting spot in professional wrestling right now. So WrestleMania Night 2 did end exactly how it should have ended. If they're going to put the title on Cena, he's been saying it from day one, I'm going to ruin wrestling. And a lot of fans, it's not send them home happy at this point. It's John Cena won his 17th title, but you're not getting all the glory and the spectacle of a WrestleMania 40 main event finish that you're getting with John Cena's gonna ruin wrestling. Either way, WrestleMania 41 wasn't just a wrestling show. It's a moment in time that the fans are going to remember and buzz about for many, many years and decades to come. It was jaw-dropping. It was emotional. The surprises and the fulfillment of dreams that wrestlers have wanted for years and decades that they have worked so hard for. The Io Skies, the Jacob Fatus, the Joe Hendrys, they were able to live a dream. John Cena has worked his life to become the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and he made one more step closer to that. Again, I don't believe in that argument of the greatest of all time, but I will say it is undeniable that John Cena is a 17-time world champion. Anyways, guys, there is my WrestleMania 41 Night 2 review. Don't forget to comment what your favorite moment of WrestleMania was. And like always, like, subscribe, and put the bell on for all notifications that are the MrTeshk Wrestling channel. Like always, be good people.